Hello and welcome to Psychology TV. In this video, we're going to talk about a common challenge people face today: anxiety. Whether you have an anxiety problem or you're only experiencing momentary anxiety, there are several ways to manage the symptoms. By doing a few straightforward exercises, you can instantly calm down if you need to. Some of these techniques might seem challenging the first few times you try them, but with some practice, they can provide a fast route to mental tranquility and alleviation from your emotions of anxiety. Something triggers you, and before you know it, you feel trapped in a never-ending cycle of intrusive thoughts, worrying about everything that could possibly go wrong. Your body tenses, your breathing becomes more rapid, and you can hear the beating of your heart in your ears. When anxiety attacks like this start to occur, it's time to relax. The first step is being aware. It's a good idea to learn to recognize what triggers you, and then take action before it becomes uncomfortable. Breathe. Breathing is one of the best things you can do when you start to experience that recognizable panicky feeling. Although it may seem simple, simplicity is key for treating anxiety symptoms. To get the most benefits, you can breathe deeply and slowly. Additionally, it's a good idea to keep your attention solely on your breathing. According to Dawn Straton, a doctor of nursing practice and Walden University faculty member, when we draw our attention to our breathing, and really focus on it, the thoughts that trigger the anxiety start to become more distant, our heart rate slows, and we start to calm down. There are several breathing techniques that are very useful for some people. Let's try one. This technique you can do standing up, sitting in a chair that supports your back, or lying on a bed or yoga mat on the floor. First, make yourself as comfortable as you can. If you wear very tight clothes, you can loosen it so it doesn't restrict your breathing. If you're sitting, place your arms on the chair arms and your both feet flat on the ground, roughly hip-width apart. If you're lying down, place your arms a little bit away from your sides, with the palms up. Let your legs can be straight, or you can bend your knees, so your feet are flat on the floor. Whatever position you're in, place your feet roughly hip-width apart. First, let your breath flow as deep down into your belly as is comfortable, without forcing it. Try breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in gently and regularly. Some people find it helpful to count steadily from 1 to 5. You may not be able to reach 5 at first. Then let it flow out gently, counting from 1 to 5 again, if you find this helpful. Keep doing this for at least 5 minutes. If you like this exercise, you can find more on nhs.uk. Name your feelings. You might not understand what's happening until you're actually in the middle of an anxious episode. When you identify your anxiety for what it is, you can feel more at ease. Kim Hertz, a psychotherapist at New York Therapy Practice, advises clients to name that this is anxiety, not reality, and that it will pass. When you are in a heightened state of anxiety, you want to disrupt that cycle. And for some people, thought-stopping techniques are effective and as simple as saying stop to the internalized messaging that heightens anxiety. In other words, think about identifying your anxiety and talking yourself through it. Stephen Sultanoff, a clinical psychologist and professor at Pepperdine University, advises embrace absolute truths. Tell yourself, I will get through this, one way or another. You could find it easier to leave your sentiments and sensations by naming them. Anxiety is a feeling, not your identity, and it will pass. Practice the 5-4-3-2-1 coping strategy. The 5-4-3-2-1 coping strategy may be able to assist you quiet your racing thoughts when you're feeling anxiously overwhelmed. This is how it goes. 5. Take a look around the room and then list 5 items you notice. These might be items, pictures on the wall, or a bird flying overhead. To count down those 5 items is the key. 4. List 4 items that you can touch. This could be the surface under your feet, the chair you're sitting in, or the hair you're playing with. 3. Listen carefully, then name 3 things you hear. These can be internal sounds like the sound of your breathing or exterior sounds like the wind outside. 2. Notice the smells around you, maybe the perfume you're wearing or food from the kitchen. 1. Take note of whatever you can taste in your mouth. Maybe the coffee that you drink or the taste of your lip gloss. This technique performs best when used in combination with deep, slow breathing. Try the Filet Mind activity. The Filet method is especially effective if you find yourself lying awake at night, worrying about all the things you need to accomplish but haven't gotten to, or replaying an incident from the day. The steps to complete this activity are as follows. 1. With your eyes closed, picture a table with a filing cabinet and file folders on it. 2. Visualize going through each file and putting down the name of a thought that is rushing through your head, such as the argument you had with your partner or job-related worries. 3. After the name has been entered into the file, pause to recognize the notion and how significant it is to you. Next, store it away. 4. Continue doing this until you begin to feel more at ease, doing it for each thought that enters your thoughts. With this activity, you're supposed to take some time to identify your triggers, think about them, and then purposefully set a timetable for dealing with them later. In other words, you are confirming your own sentiments and preparing a strategy to address each one separately later. Run. Patricia Salon, a postgraduate psychiatry resident at Dalhousie University in Canada, explains that a brief burst of exercise that raises your heart rate can assist to reduce anxiety. She suggests a brisk 5-minute, high-intensity run around the block to help you calm down. Of course, if running is your thing, you could keep going longer. If running isn't your thing, try jogging for 1 minute, and then walking quickly for another until you've completed 5 minutes. The secret is to work out so that your heart rate rises. Additionally, it's critical to remember to breathe. Consider paying attention to your breathing as you run. If you have an anxiety problem, your amygdala is working overtime. Each time you notice a scary trigger, the amygdala instructs the body to fight, run away, or freeze because it identifies your triggers as a threat. This is a physiological response that occurs naturally and enables you to respond to the perceived threat. Running helps to deceiving your mind into believing it is acting in a useful manner to keep you safe. Then, it might lower your level of alertness and lessen your current worry. Think of something funny. Sultanoff advises to visualize your favorite comical moments. One where you laughed so hard you fell down and nearly peed your pants. These can be real situations, or they can be situations you saw on sitcoms, in stories, jokes, or cartoons. If it's hard for you to think of something at the time, try choosing a few memories in advance, so you can refer to them as soon as you start to feel anxious. Humor visualization, like most mindfulness exercises, helps you to stop thinking about potential future events and put your attention back on your current situation, or the now. It also does a few more tasks. According to Sultanoff, you experience mirth, which is the uplifting reaction to humor. You feel powerful emotions like joy, pleasure, or enjoyment, which can all swiftly assist you overcome anxiety. And humor visualization is considerably more successful, he claims, if you're able to laugh out loud by remembering that amusing incident. He explains when you laugh, you contract and expand muscles, which reduces physical anxiety, stress, and tension. He adds that laughter also inhibits the body's creation of cortisol. Distract yourself. If nothing else seems to be able to get your attention away from your nervous thoughts, finding a little diversion may be necessary. For instance, if deep breathing and other tactics aren't helping you when you're lying in bed, wide awake and worrying about what tomorrow will bring, get up, leave your bedroom, and look for something to occupy your attention in a different location. At least until you're in a better frame of mind to address such ideas, breaking the loop of nervous thoughts, focusing on something you might enjoy could provide you with some relief. However, it differs from person to person what that diversion is. Find something enjoyable, calming, or meaningless to divert your attention from your thoughts. Cleaning the house or doing the dishes, for instance, can serve as a nice distraction for some people. It keeps them from just sitting there worried since it makes them feel active and demands some concentration. Others enjoy reading, writing, painting, or listening to soothing music. You should also avoid watching dangerous or stressful movies or TV shows. Sometimes all it takes is petting your cat or having a cup of tea. To divert your attention from the cause of your worry, choose a low-stress activity. Cold water. If your anxiety is extremely severe, you can try somewhat extreme method for bringing yourself back to reality, and that is submerging your face for 30 seconds in a huge bowl of ice water. Is it excessive? Yes. But it also functions. Salon explains, this technique triggers your mammalian dive reflex. It tricks your body into thinking you're swimming, so your heart rate slows, and your body becomes calmer. If you don't feel like going to such an extreme, you can still calm yourself down by taking a cold shower or swimming. Another effective method is to submerge your hand or foot in cold water for a few minutes. This method is also employed by some dialectical behavior therapists. Another option is to hold an ice cube in your hand until it melts. What are some tricks and techniques you like to use to calm yourself down? Share with us in the comments section. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.